Whenever I look at the rare footage of Tove dancing, I really think that she would really enjoy these sets. She would really be the first on the dance floor, also the last to leave. And maybe Tuulikki would be standing next to me in the DJ booth, telling me which records to play. My name is Karri Miettinen. I go by the stage name Paleface. I'm a long-time rapper and a DJ and record collector. I've had the exceptional opportunity of looking into Tove and Tuuti's record collection. I've been going through the record collection and selecting records, creating DJ sets. It was instantly clear that it's a collection of two true music buffs, like music connoisseurs who understand music in a broad, wide sense. I think music was a great part of their lives in their working environment and also when they decided to let loose and get down and jam with their friends. Music and the physical records played a role in the two women meeting. The first time the two met was at a university function, some kind of a student party where Tuulikki was in fact the DJ. We have about 500 records in total in Tove's and Tuulikki's record collection. A lot of jazz, the 1940s big band era, swing records. This is the rebellious music of Tove's youth. When you look at Tove's and Tuulikki's record collection, the majority, you might even say, is African-American music, which of course carried a message from the segregation era. It's like a civil rights era music. I'm sure they were conscious about the origins of this music. There's a political undertone to it. They understood where this music was coming from. And when you look at artists like Bessie Smith, Billie Holiday, Aretha Franklin, they're African-American women who are even in a more interesting position in that sense. There's a powerful kind of a kinship almost there, like they understand that these ladies are making moves in this kind of a marginalized, disenfranchised position. And I really think that I could see Tove and Tuulikki really turning up Aretha Franklin's Respect or one of these songs, and they're like almost like a fight song. It's an electrifying feeling going through these records and understanding, all of these kind of social messages that come with the music. What's kind of surprising to a lot of people is that we have a lot of guitar bands from the 60s. This garage sound, the Uniques, the Animals, the Rolling Stones, several Jimi Hendrix records there. Even 1970s more progressive rock sound like King Crimson and Pink Floyd. Then when you look at the 1960s and 70s rock and roll sound, I mean, at this time, the ladies are already in their 40s or 50s. So it's kind of surprising that they would be so interested in a kind of a youthful, the music of a young generation of that time. And I think it also speaks volumes that they've been following what's going on. These two traveled the world, so they would bring music from France. There's some really obscure stuff that they brought from Japan or Icelandic jazz of the 1970s. These two people were truly interested in kind of the subgenres of music, and it's not only like a mainstream type collection, it's more of a specialist type collection. So it's really clear that Tove and Tuulikki really loved records. Tove, of course, met a lot of people and she was gifted quite a lot of records. Some of them are signed specifically for her, and one of the gems in the collection is an album by the great Cornelis Vreeswijk, Dutch-born Swedish singer-songwriter, who wrote a personal message for Tove in one of the record sleeves. And this is like a moment frozen in time, you know. You can really imagine these two legendary artists meeting, sharing a moment around the music. Another special one, actually one of the rarest records in Finnish record industry altogether, is an album by Wigwam from 1969 called Hard and Horny. These have become like a holy grail find for any Finnish record collector. And of course, Tove had a personal copy drawn by Jim Pembroke, who was the singer in this group. Every single one of these records has messages both inside of the grooves, musically and historically, when you look at the time and the era when the piece of music was created, but also as a piece, as an object. It almost gives me goosebumps every time I think of it, because these are the actual records played by Tove. When you pull out these records, it's as if a piece of Tove and Tuulikki and their life together and all of the experiences they shared comes with the music. When you drop the needle on that record, that same music comes out of that piece of plastic. I'm a grown man, but to me still that record is like a magical thing. There's always a little piece of magic around records, and especially Tove's records. I think it's a double dose of magic with this one.